Now, it's the moment to start our public voting on Slido. So our team via the chat will be sharing the link to vote. You can also have the QR code here on the screen. And without further ado, I would like to give the floor to our first project that will be presented by Professor Dimitris Katsaprakakis. I hope I've pronounced well the name. He is professor at the Hellenic Mediterranean University in Crete. He's also one of the main actors, or a key actor in the Minoan Energy Community. And he will be speaking to us today about his action, his project here. So Dimitris, the floor is yours. We need a, yeah, perfect. I would, just as a quick last remark, after the presentation of Dimitris, we will have some time for questions and answers. So if there are any questions that arise in the meantime, feel free to put them via the chat, and I will join you in stage later on to pose these questions. Yes.
Thank you very much. So, next slide. Okay. Thank you very much. It is our honor to be here. Thank you for selecting us as one of the 3 finalists and for inviting us to be here. Please. Next slide. Who we are? We are Minoan Energy Community. We were founded in 2019. Actually, 2 days ago, last Sunday, we had our 3rd birthday. In the small town of Arkalohori, rather an unknown area out of the touristic regions of the island. Our goal to undertake a major leading role on how energy transition will be implemented in our island, claiming maximization of social and economic benefits for all citizens in the island. So far, we are close to 500 members, and we have participated, and we participate in 4 European projects, including NESOI and Clean Energy for EU Islands, and we have also constructed 2 photovoltaic plants, one of 405 kilowatts and another one of 100 megawatts. For this first project, 2 weeks ago, please, next slide, we won the award on the category of local energy action in the European Union for Sustainable Energy Week, something which gave us a lot of strength and faith to continue our efforts. With these 2 plants, more than 350 members of our community compensate their annual electricity consumption with the production of the plants. Please, next slide. So, regarding the SAFE project, it was submitted, of course, the first call of the NESOI project, and it was completed exactly within the predefined schedule, namely in a period less than 1 year. Please, next slide. It consists of 2 parts, both of them connected to each other. The first one has to do with the design of a smart grid at application level, with the goal to raise awareness for first time in the local citizens for the new emerging technologies in the island, with demand-side management, with decentralized storage and production of V2G technologies, all this. Please, next slide. With the application, with the installation of 100 batteries in the local community, it is calculated at 500 megawatt hours, which corresponds to 1% of the currently rejected electricity from the existing wind parks in the island, will be absorbed and injected back to the grid. Please, next slide. The next part of the project has to do with the energy performance upgrade studies implementation for 2 essential sports facilities in our town. The open swimming pool center and the indoor sports hall. The open center swimming pool as an open one, as an outdoor one, given the very low temperatures during winter and the extremely high heating cost, remains inoperative during the winter period. Actually, it operates from mid-May to late September, while also the indoor sports hall does not have so far any system for indoor space conditioning. So what we propose everything that can be applied for their energy performance upgrade. Passive measures, insulation of opaque surfaces and roofs, installation of new windows with low E effective windows, installation of solar thermal collectors with heat storage and heat pumps as backup units for hot water production, installation of separate heat pumps for indoor space condition. Please, 2 slides ahead. An enclosure for the whole swimming pool center, bioclimatic architecture, which will convert the currently outdoor facility to the first indoor swimming pool in the whole center in the whole Crete with zero energy consumption and with bioclimatic architecture with an Olympic-sized swimming pool inside. 2 slides ahead, more or less the same measures are proposed for the indoor sports hall, plus, of course, in both facilities, replacement of all existing lighting and luminaires. Additionally, in the sports hall, in the indoor sports hall, we propose the installation of 54 solar tubes for maximization of the natural lighting during daytime. In both facilities, also, we proposed the installation of photovoltaics on roofs for the compensation of the remaining electricity consumption. Next, please. So, some KPIs, one ahead, yes. The total budget of these performance upgrades measures will be close to 8 million euros. The achieved payback periods are quite satisfying, especially for the swimming pool's heating. And in both facilities, we achieve more than 100% primary energy saving, which practically means that both facilities are upgraded to zero energy facilities. These results will be online transmitted through the smart grid, so all the involved members in the smart grid will will receive awareness on how these facilities operate and the achieved saving results. Please. We had also the honor and the pleasure to accept and host in our premises last week the NESOI consortium. It was very honorable for us to accept 20 representatives from the most acclaimed universities and research institutes and firms on the field of energy in Crete, and also to test eventually their skills in basketball. So, please. Now, some last slides about our place. Although we are a small town, we are very vivid one, with some very popular events in the country, such as the Crete Half Marathon. More than 5,000 runners took part from all ages, as you can see in the photo, the previous Sunday, please. Also, we have the Chroma Run. Chroma in Greek means colors, another very popular event between a cultural and a sports event, again with thousands of participants, concerts, and on. Please. We have the biggest and the best equipped open outdoor theater in the island, in the pattern of the ancient ones, which host, thanks to the achievements and the activities of the local cultural club, some of the most important Greek artists every summer. Yes, please. And finally, in our area, in a distance shorter than 10 kilometers, we have the new international airport under construction in Crete, which will be the biggest in the island. Please. So all this, given these facts, it seems that our community, our town, tends to be one of the new metropolis in the island. Despite this fact, a very strong earthquake struck our place last September, 1 year ago, and it forced more than 20% of our population to change place of residence, hopefully only temporarily, please. So this project, more than an energy-saving project, we hope that we will provide to our community 2 essential sports facilities, 2 essential sports infrastructure, which will attract young families to come and stay again in our town, apart from raising awareness on new smart grid technologies and on energy saving. Please, that was something that we had in our mind to do. It didn't just come up when we saw the call of NESOI and we configured an application just to raise some money. On the contrary, NESOI gave us the opportunity to to do the first step, which was the implementation of these studies, and now, of course, we have already started to claim for the funding of these projects. For this reason, we are grateful for the NESOI consortium. Thank you very much for all your support you provided to us, and thank you all here physically and from the network for your attendance to my presentation.
Thank you so much, Dimitris. I open the floor now to questions. Did we get any from the public? Yes, please.
Yes. Do we have the microphone? Hello?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, okay. Well, there were some questions on the community part. How do you engage citizens in this project? How do they relate to the project? And there was a more technical question on how you deal with the overproduction. Because you're producing sometimes more than you need.
No, the photovoltaics are sized in order to produce exactly the electricity that we need, a little bit higher, which will be injected in the grid free of charge for the local utility. Now, regarding the first question, I didn't understand it exactly. It means how we engage local population to join the community, or in this project particularly?
In this project particularly, how are they active or related to that? Are they also energy consumer of some of the electricity, or is it via the use of facilities? Or
first of all, we have two sports facilities which are used by a huge amount, by a big amount, some hundreds of young people and students which live in the area. So they will, of course, have a direct contact with the achievements, the energy saving achievements, once the proposed measures will be implemented. And regarding the community, okay, it was done gradually from day to day, from month to month, and of course after the implementation of these photovoltaic parks and the increase of the electricity procurement prices, all this acted as catalyst towards the engagement of the local community in our actions, in our activities.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
One last question for me.
Of course.
We see that engaging stakeholders is key for the clean energy transition, but we also see that the private sector needs to be involved at some point as well to secure funding, as we've seen. So I also wonder, has the private sector been involved via the energy community as well?
So far it wasn't necessary, because the photovoltaics, for example, were totally funded by the involved members in these projects. So each member funded the required power to compensate the electricity consumption at its home or its commercial facility or whatever. Regarding this, the funding of these facilities, which are municipal facilities, of course, we are going to claim some funding from some national, maybe funding calls, programs, or whatever. I don't know. Later on, in the next projects that we have planned, which can be maybe a big wind park or a pumped storage, a storage facility. At that time, certainly, we are going to need some more close collaboration with some funding sources. We haven't so far investigated this aspect.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Thank you. Super interesting presentation to see here. I would like to quickly remind that our public vote is open on Slido. So here you have the QR code. Our team has put it in the chat as well. Perfect, thank you very much. And it's time to reveal as well what's the result of the public award, which I don't know myself. So if we can please show it in the screen. Okay, we see that in the first place in votes, we got sustainable actions for viable energy in Greece. And I would like then to give our award then to the Professor Dimitris Katsabrakakis. Thank you. Welcome, congratulations. Great. I wonder whether any of the other panelists would like to have some final words, and otherwise we can proceed to closing the session. It's fine? Okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us online, for joining us here today. It's really been a pleasure to have the island representatives here with us today, MEP Tonino Pichula joining us. I think it's been very interesting to hear lessons learned both from NESOI, from our side, and finally also hear from the islands themselves, how they are implementing the projects and how our things are moving forward really on the ground. So thank you once again to everyone, and we hope to see you soon through our call for technical assistance in all of our webinars and the different events. See you soon.